Today's show is sponsored by the ABV Barrel Shop. The ABV Barrel Shop is located in the St. Louis metro community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on one thing, single barrels. Best of all, you can try before you buy. Head over to abvbarrelshop.com to sign up for their email and text distribution so you know what they have in stock, what classes are coming up, and who from the industry may be coming in to visit. The ABV Barrel Shop. It's where single barrels live. We are also sponsored by the Bar to Go. The Bar to Go offers traveling minibars that are no bigger than a small purse or toiletry bag. Best of all, they are fully customizable so you can create the perfect piece that is unique for you. If you own your own business, what a fun and unique way to promote what you do. Check them out online at thebar2go.com. That is the number 2 in the Bar to Go. If you have wholesale questions, call my friend Isabel Clark at 504-481-1297. Finally, we are sponsored by the Neely Family Distillery. NFD is a family-owned business that keeps ringing up awards in the spirits world. Head to Sparta, Kentucky to experience the family history, award-winning spirits, and meet the Neely family. Check them out online at neelyfamilydistillery.com. Now, on to the show.
Let's drink!
Welcome to the Bourbon Daily, the podcast about everything bourbon delivered to you every day of the week. Today on the show, we discuss good bourbon weather that's happening this time of year. My name is Miss Beka Sue. Please join me welcoming my co-host, Steve Akeley, along with our special guests, Lenny Eckstein, Ryan Thompson, and Darren McElroy.
Hey, gang, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
We've got 3 distillery representatives here, so we'll talk about the impact of weather, and we'll tackle that subject from a couple different ways, both from the perspective of the impact it has on making whiskey, changes, fluctuations in weather. This is a kind of a very volatile time of the year, and we'll talk about the impact of that on the whiskey itself. And then also, just on the distillery perspective, as weather heats up, do we start seeing some people emerging from their caves and going out and going to distilleries again? Are they still kind of in hibernation mode at this point? So we'll talk about that after the break. For right now, though, Darren said there's something he wanted to talk about. What is that, sir?
I have the perfect small talk for this one. No problems with this whatsoever. So, and for the
sounds like he's about ready to get chewed out by Beka.
Oh, yeah, I am.
Here we go.
By somebody. It might be Steve. Who knows? Based on you have to do this. So you have to get a swimming pool built into your house, but you cannot fill it with water. What are you choosing to fill it with? And you have to go swimming in it.
What the
Is this like all the time?
Yeah. You have to go swimming in it twice a year.
I'll fill it with salt water. Does salt water count?
No, that's water. No. Chemically, it's almost the same thing.
It's different, though. It's not just water. It's salt water. And people have saltwater pools. What? Are you wanting us to say bourbon? That would sting. I would feel
no,
like
I wanting someone to say bourbon so I can chew you out for choosing a bad option. That's an awful option.
Okay.
I'll fill mine with the ladies of the Swedish bikini team. How about that?
There you go. I think that's the right answer right there. Not even an angle I thought of, but that's excellent. Yeah, he didn't have to think about that one, did he, Beka? Yeah.
No, he was spot on. He was
he's already been thinking of this. Yes,
swimming lifties.
Wait for this question.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, that's just the billionaire's lifestyle there.
Oh yeah. What do you think about gravy? Would gravy be a good one?
I don't think gravy's a bad one.
I thought about Jello. Yeah. Jello.
That was actually my answer was Jello because I think it would be fun to have a pool-like container full of Jello.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Like a trampoline, but worse.
Okay. Yeah.
We almost did do this. Not in the manner that Darren's describing, but there was a guy who owned a restaurant in town who asked me if he could take a pool, like the kind that you set up outside. I don't mean to say temporary, but it was used for a festival for teaching people how to roll a kayak in. Yeah. And he got the company to let him use it. And he said, "Can I set this up on your patio? And I want to fill it with orange soda for my wife to jump into for her birthday." Now, weird all over the place,
right.
my instinct, and without thinking about it, I was like, yeah, man, whatever you need, I'm here for you. And the more I thought about it, I was like, this sucks. I don't want to do this. I don't want this on my property. I don't want soda everywhere. And Amy was more the voice of reason. She was like, hey, we're not doing that. Sorry. So he put it on his property, and he did do this. And but then he called me and said, hey, what about a pump? Can you help me pump this stuff out? Because I don't know where to put it. I was like, I got you on that. I got all kinds of pumps. I can move this orange soda out of the pool. And it was just pouring down the street.
How did he get so much orange soda?
Yeah, how did he get all the orange soda?
It wasn't all orange soda. I think it was like an absurd amount, but then he diluted it with water. It was still disgusting.
Proof
What's
it
his
down.
wife look like?
I mean, that's like,
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't swim in that.
No.
Now, I don't think she was doing like backstroke. I think she was like jumped in from a few feet above the pool.
Did they ever give you a reason why they want?
So it was like the outcome was actually like she kind of, like off the cuff mentioned at some point she always like as a kid wanted to do that, and he took it seriously. And when he surprised her with it, she was like, I mean, I meant as a kid. Like, I don't really want to do it now, but I guess I'm doing it. So
Right.
he was just trying to be like sweet or something. I don't know.
Yeah, no, that is sweet. That, like you say it as like a joke. It's a good joke
It's
to do.
sweet because it's orange soda.
Yeah, that too.
Not THC soda.
Yeah, not THC. Now THC soda. I was gonna say that mud that you find at like spas at like
Yeah.
like,
Well,
like,
there you go.
Ooh, that's
That'd
a
be a
good
good
one.
one.
like that's
That's
like
it.
good for your skin.
It's actually like a legit one there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the first. I'm like, if I'm like,
Jello's legit.
dip
No,
into
Jello's not legit.
It's about as legit as orange soda.
Well, maybe. He's got this idea. It doesn't have to be cooler for the Jello to set. So, I mean, then are you getting in the pool? And number one, what happens when you get in the pool?
My idea
You would drown.
originally
I think you're going to
was
die. Yeah.
Yeah, it would be like the
dice, like
shittiest
you make
quicksand
the
ever.
Jello elsewhere, and you dice it up, and then you dump it in the pool, and then you dice it up and dump it in the pool.
You would definitely.
No. You're dead. You're 100% you're dead there. Yeah. Yeah. There's no way getting out of there. You're going to suffocate.
Death by Jello? I think
Jello.
there's worse ways to go.
Death by Jello. We'll put that on your tombstone.
I'll just be a pig and wallow in my mud pit.
Well, I got to say, our winner is Ryan. He won this one. So
Yeah, he
Appreciate
did.
that. Thank you.
But-
I'll see you guys in the pool. I'm out.
All right, matter of fact, I'm leaving my gravy pool in St. Louis to go to Ryan's Swedish bikini team pool. Yeah. So like, oh, okay. Yeah, there you go. All right, on that note, it's time to drink. What is everyone drinking? Let's start with Beka. Beka, what do you got?
what I have this evening, I like to go from lowest proof to highest proof. So that one would be the. I didn't even read it at all. Yep, obviously bottled in bond. I've got some Barker's Mill here from our friends over at MB Roland.
Okay. It was audible. I'll say that. I'm not going to give too high of accolades because it was just okay. All right.
was there.
But it was audible, so it may win. If you get bad cork pops, that could win. So I don't want to slam it either. So Darren, what do you got?
I have some Samuel Burton bourbon whiskey.
Hey now. Oh!
I'll go ahead and take that medal now.
Oh,
Better than your Jello idea.
Yeah. All right. Lenny, what do you got?
I've got a bottle of the Boxing Bear whiskey. This is the Winterbound batch.
Nice.
Oh, fuck.
No, nothing there.
That's the
That was
worst I've ever done.
That was legit awful. All right. Ryan, what do you got?
It's a newer distillery in Lenny and I's neck of the woods. Lenny and my neck of the woods, or whatever. They're either way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Dowds. Eagle
That's
River
Out.
whiskey.
Okay.
Tasty stuff.
No. We did hear it. So it wasn't good, but we heard it. So I got a Papa's birthday barrel here. So here we go. All squeak.
Wow.
Nothing going on. That was not good. Darren wins. Darren definitely wins. So
Aaron.
cheers to
Darren.
Darren.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we're going to take a quick break. And then when we come back, we're going to be talking about good bourbon weather. We'll do that in just a few. Okay, let's talk about the people that make these shows happen. First up is the Stave and Thief Society. Via their in-person class at Moonshine University in Louisville, Kentucky, the Stave and Thief Society is the place where you, a bourbon enthusiast, can expand your knowledge and emerge an executive bourbon steward. In 2017, I completed my executive bourbon steward certification. It's the most comprehensive bourbon certification available and connects you with an expansive network of bourbon enthusiasts and professionals. Check out the full listing of in-person and online certifications and join the society today by enrolling at staveandthief.com. Speaking of executive bourbon steward certification, the ABV Barrel Shop in St. Louis, Missouri has developed a unique partnership with the Stave and Thief Society to offer a preparatory class to assist you in getting your executive bourbon steward certification. This prep class costs only $25 and is available to take live or online via Zoom. Graduates of our class receive a coupon code good for 15% off your executive bourbon steward certification held in Louisville, Kentucky. This saves you almost $90. Additionally, you can collaborate with fellow attendees to split travel costs when you go to Louisville. If you're interested in signing up for the class, simply head over to abvbarrelshop.com and check out the classes and events page. Last but not least, we are sponsored by Neely Family Distillery. Royce Neely is the 11th generation distiller in one of America's oldest distilling families. A visit to Neely Family Distillery takes you through family history, where you can see all the artifacts and newspaper clippings through the years from this family that started distilling in America after James Neely arrived from Northern Ireland in 1740. Today, Royce Neely and his team are crafting some of the best spirits in America. Their bourbon and absinthe offerings keep winning top honors in the spirits competitions. Recently, their absinthe made history as the first platinum winner in the absinthe category at the San Francisco Spirits Competition. Neely Family Distillery is definitely a bucket list destination if you are a bourbon fan. Learn more about their spirit offerings, visiting their facility, and the awards they have collected over at NeelyFamilyDistillery.com.
This is Danny Kennard, which is turning into Freddie Mills. Y'all have a good fucking day, because this is the Bourbon Daily. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Bourbon Daily. Today we're talking about bourbon weather.
Yes, we are. March is traditionally one of the volatile months because you're still getting, winter can rear its ugly head at any point, but you also could have summer pop up. And then, of course, it's officially spring, so that's mixed in there too. So you have these sways, and that can be day to day, hour to hour sometimes. You might get both of them, winter and summer, and then spring's kind of in the middle of the day. You maybe get all three. So things can happen this time of the year that don't happen as much, in some of the more stable seasons.
Tornadoes.
Yeah, tornadoes can happen. Yeah,
hail.
That's hail. Yeah. So weird things happen this time of the year, and so we're going to talk about this first from the perspective of what impact this is having on your whiskey. Do you guys notice this? Is this something you actively notice changes this time of the year as you go through and sample barrels and stuff like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I find honestly, I don't like to. So we do temp control our warehouse because there. You can almost see it above me. We have our sprinkler system that's not a dry system. So if you have a standard sprinkler system, you can't really let it get below freezing.
Yeah.
So when I'm away, I will set the temperature down to about 50. And when I come back, I'll crank it up to in the mid 60s just for comfortable working temps. But I gotta be honest, over the years, it's taken me a while to pin this down, but I don't love harvesting barrels in this warehouse that I make at colder temperatures. They always seem a little off. I don't love them. I don't know if that's true across the board for other folks. I also don't love them in the middle of the summer. So I kind of like the temp controlled time of year when everything's maybe pretty average, not right. Warm barrels. Also, those suck to sample from, drinking hot whiskey.
Yeah.
You got it.
And also too cold whiskey.
Yeah. Terrible.
When it's too cold, it sucks because you sip it and you're like, I taste cold.
My notes on this one are cold.
Notes
but it's cold.
Are chilly, frigid.
Yeah. Okay. Ryan, how about you guys? What are your thoughts this time of the year?
Well, I just enjoy it because we can pour a sample and go outside and sip and get some sunshine, right? I mean,
now when I go to your place, sometimes there's ones that are outside. Is there any outside this time of year, or is that just like a summer thing when things are busy and you're rotating?
There
stuff
are,
around?
and as Lenny knows, we're in the market to build a rack house on the property there. So I've been meaning to get down and visit Lenny and check out his spot there, and because we're gonna build one here in the next couple months. So, but yeah, we do still have some hanging out outside that are maturing quite nicely, if you will.
I would think so. Yeah. I would think there'd be some big swings going on there. So yeah,
definitely are. Yep.
Yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
So I like that. Yeah.
So I have a weather related question. So I know, especially at Neely, it gets hot in the still room. Is there a time of year that it gets exceptionally hot, or is it always the same temperature?
In the distillery?
Yeah, in the actual distillery.
It gets fucking 145 degrees in there.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Yeah, it gets very, very hot. And we have fans, but that doesn't really matter. So yeah, it gets really blazing hot in there in the summertime.
Yeah.
So
that's the same thing transfer to Colorado, though, or is Colorado just cooler?
We have a lot of.
I think, where I'm at, it's certainly we'll reach 100 on a couple days in August. Not on a consistent basis necessarily, but we'll consistently be in the low 90s. But yeah, we just open up the doors to the distillery, the barn, the garage doors, barn doors, and just let the airflow come through. But yeah, it certainly gets hot on some of the afternoons in late July and August.
Yeah. And we, we're a little similar climate, but I don't know. I mean, we can run a swamp cooler, so it's just an evaporative cooler. And we have a giant one, and with everything open, there's a decent amount of airflow, but still, like the thermal mass from the still and anything, like when we're mashing, it's a lot. So I mean, we ramp back production this summer, but like this summer we're going to probably be in higher production than we have been in like the last 3 or 4 years. I think the goal is to get to mashing in by like 5 a.m. because it's chilly here at 5 a.m. Like it'll be in the 40s.
And it warms you up in there.
Yeah, exactly.
It warms up the distillery when the stills are on.
So as long as we're done by like 7, 8 a.m. or thereabout for mashing, and then stills, I don't know, we'll run them overnight, I guess. We'll figure it out. Or the days we're closed for the tasting room. It's a challenge, but at least it does cool off so much at night that it's kind of viable. It's not like it's like brutal to chill the chiller because it's always hot.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We run into issues with, especially in the middle of summer when it's been like really, really hot for a little while, because we cool with our pond, which is a deep pond. But when it gets so hot, like it becomes a hot tub, and so like it's 18 foot deep, but when it's like consistently hot out. Yeah. See, when it's consistently hot out though, like it just like that, it starts getting lower and lower. And so it's harder and harder to cool everything off in the summertime.
So do you ever have to pump more water in or anything, or just
we haven't? Royce has only had to do that one time, but otherwise it's just rain filled. And I wasn't even here since I've been here. No, it's we've had a few times where it was like, oh my god, we need rain, but it's always we've always got rain, so we've been okay. Whiskey wise, out in the rick house, like I kind of do like. I think that the best time of year is right around now. I feel like I get a lot of good barrels out of the rick house in the wintertime. Like I find some really unique barrels in the wintertime, but I really like it when the weather starts to change, because all of a sudden the whiskey like drastically changes really fast. Where like when you have a bunch of those months like that are just like the exact same temperature, and that like, well, obviously wintertime, like nothing's really changing that much because it's just so cold, but I still find some good barrels. But then all of a sudden when we have a change in the weather, all of a sudden everything kind of just starts to move around and switch things up, where it's like I'll have a weird profile in one of them, and then all of a sudden it just goes boop, I'm good now,
right?
I'm okay, I'm good to drink.
Yeah.
So with regular bourbons, I can understand that. Does the same drastic changes happen with finished whiskeys? Does anyone know?
I mean, I find the changes I notice is like in the cooler temperatures, like if it is down in the 50s here, I pick up more tannin notes in our finished whiskeys. versus when it warms up to not hot, but when it warms back up a bit to like 60 or 70 at the hottest, it kind of smooths out and the sweetness kind of punctuates a bit better. And again, that maybe that's unique to here or just the whiskey I make. I don't know how that translates to other places. But
right.
Yeah, more tannin notes.
Okay.
I think we definitely don't want some of our finished barrels we have out there to go through another summer, because I think that they're like, I think some of them are fine, but there's a few of them that like they're ready now.
Yeah.
Those charred barrels, Steve, like they're ready now, which is good because they're delicious. But they're ready now. And like, I don't think that they should go through another summer, which is good because they're going to be getting dumped out. Where some of the other ones I think are probably fine. Like longer finishes are fine with like more stuff than people realize. So
right. Yeah. Very cool. The other question, the other part of this thing was, what's the impact? Are you guys starting to see things pick up in the gift shop? Are more people coming out as we're seeing a couple days of spring? Again, we're not fully spring, so there are days when it's still cold and stuff like that. I get it. But, with the weather changing a bit, are you seeing more people in the tasting rooms?
I'm a bit unique with this one because one of our tasting rooms is at the base of Vail Mountain, right? And so the ski season's still going on for another month. And so that stays as busy as always. However, right. our tasting room at the distillery, 30 minutes west in Gypsum, certainly picks up more in the summertime. We won't see it pick up just yet, but probably in another month or so it'll start picking up. So business will definitely increase at the distillery tasting room in the summertime.
Yeah, obviously, this is the time of the year for Vail, so I can see where, that's the opposite of what you would experience at the distillery. Things are going to increase when everybody's up there skiing and having fun. And you're right there, of course, as we talked about. As soon as you cross the famous covered bridge, there's Ryan's place right there, and there's usually Ryan standing out in a costume waving people in.
Hey, I did get in a Yeti costume during the last.
I saw that. Yeah.
So don't take me with a good time. That was awesome.
Yeti costume was involved. So yeah. Lenny, how about you? Yeah, you seeing anything pick up yet, or is it still too early?
I mean, we're in a tourist heavy town,
right?
And our main tourist season is definitely once the snow starts to melt and people can get out on the trails. Snow starts to melt and the rivers start flowing, so they go rafting or kayaking or supping. So it's not really picking up. I mean, it's like slowly it kind of inches closer and closer until like late June, early July is when it's really going. I mean, the difference between now and like July, we're like we do 5 times the business in July that we do now.
Wow.
So it's pretty bonkers. Yeah, it's hard to manage that. But one of the cool things, be it now or later, is like we kind of happened upon like a format that works pretty well for our region, where we've got this big heated patio where people can sit outside and enjoy a drink but feel like they're kind of outside. But then in the summer, when we take the walls off of that patio, they're like plastic walls, anytime it rains, because it does rain here a good bit in the summer and spring, you could still be outside but not get trounced by rain. So we're looking forward to that. But for now, we just have fire pits and try to encourage people to come out and drink.
All right. Ryan, how about you?
Oh, nope. I think it's Beka Sue next.
It's me.
Oh, Miss Beka Sue next. Sorry.
My turn.
Sorry, Miss Beka Sue. So you talked about Vail.
Yeah. It's definitely starting to pick up again. We had a weird, this past January was I think just a lot of people did dry January this year. A lot of people did dry January this year.
Worst idea ever.
Yeah, I'm trying to get that to go away. I'm working on it.
Can we just make it Rye January?
Rye January.
Rye January. Right. Yeah, it should be Rye January. So we had a kind of slower beginning months, but now it's starting to pick up again. I mean, it was super busy yesterday and super busy Friday, super busy today. I mean, it's picking back up again, and we're in also such a convenient location as well, like right off the interstate that people see it and they go, "Oh, distillery, cool."
Because they're out and about again. Yeah,
and in Kentucky,
they want to do it. So we're definitely seeing a lot more people stop by now. This is when it starts to pick up. If it doesn't start to pick up like in March, then there's a problem.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going full blast too at the shop, and again, ours plays into the weather, But the funny thing about us is we're not a summertime location.
Nope.
We slow down June, July, and the problem with us is we're an upscale liquor store, and our customer base all has places at the lake. They take family vacations. They go out. They'll go out of town. They'll go to Michigan for a week, or Florida, or it's the summer is actually bad for us. That's our slow time of the year. So
Also, whiskey's not a summertime drink
yeah,
usually.
right,
That's
right.
what people need to remember. You can put bourbon in your lemonade.
Yeah,
And it will taste fantastic.
we need to do some of that kind of stuff. Becca, you're right. We need to focus on like bourbon,
Like classic summer cocktails.
Yeah,
Yes.
With bourbon.
My favorite one to drink. I make in the distillery all the time. It's not on the menu. I probably should put it on the menu. But I could just call it a raspberry rye lemonade.
Right.
There's some of those raspberry syrups that are really good. I'll just do a pump of raspberry syrup, rye whiskey, lemonade, garnish with a lemon, and it's fantastic. It's super refreshing, and it's easy. I mean, like you could make that as a batch cocktail too, and like that's a batch cocktail.
Steve, you need a slushy machine.
Yeah, I do. Yeah,
I took a tip from the Neely Distillery. We fired ours up a couple years ago, and we do like kind of peach Kentucky Mule slushy. We sell so many of those. It's fucking awesome.
Really?
Nuts.
Oh my god, they sell themselves too because people see me like, well, I'll have 2 of those.
Right.
And they're the easiest cocktail you can make.
Yeah.
And you can charge $10 for it, and no one bats an eye. I mean, you just charge the same as a regular cocktail, and everyone's like, "Yeah, of course, it's another cocktail."
Yeah,
it's easy. I mean, it's like there is background work behind it, but like the making it like as they need it is easy. But then they're cleaning the machines is a fucking nightmare sometimes.
That'd be my job. Steve's not worried about that.
Yeah, Steve. Yeah, say Darren will do that anyways, so it doesn't matter.
That's Darren's role. Yeah.
Yeah. Making sure you get that your batch that you're putting in there correct can be not always right if you don't have people listening to the recipe.
Yeah. No, that's cool. Yeah, like I said, it's just summertime's a little bit of a struggle for, and the funny thing is, people that are listening to this will be like, I drink bourbon year round, it doesn't change. Well, I'm telling you, the general population, it does change. So whether or not it's you personally, I'm telling you, things definitely shift during June, July, August. So, it has a big impact on us. So yeah, but we've at least learned that now. So we've been in business long enough. We know some things about the cycles of our business, and yeah, it's kind of weird. So, but there you go. There's a little bit about the impact. We got some good weather coming, and of course we like that. We've got more events going on right now than any other time of the year. This is really our event time of the year. Darren knows this. We're doing 3 or 4 events a week, and because people are out and they're moving out again, and they're not to the point where they're going out of town every weekend, we're doing all kinds of things at the shop. So it's good times for us for sure. So fun to talk about impact of weather. You get into a business, you don't even think about weather cycles. And there's days when it's like raining. I'm like, well, no one's coming in today. I mean, you can.
But then all of a sudden, you get a full house for some reason.
Yeah.
Right.
We had one day where Royce told all the guys, because we're in the middle of a snowstorm, and so Royce said, "No one come to work. Like we're shut down today. We're just gonna be closed." He didn't tell his dad that, and his dad was at the distillery to like work on some stuff, and he calls Royce and he goes, "Son, where is everybody? I've got 15 people in here for a tour." And he goes, "Dad, we're closed. We're closed because of the weather." And he's like, "What?" And he's like, "We're closed. I sent everyone home." He goes, "Just do the tour and do the tasting, Dad. Like, we're good." And so they got a private Roy Neely tour and tasting.
That's awesome. Go to Neely on snow days. Got it.
Yeah, that's a good thing.
They're open. So
yeah, there you go. All right. On that note, we'll wrap this one up as we always do by talking about where people can find us. Darren, we'll start with you. Where can people find you?
You can find me coming up with the worst small talk subjects at The Bourbon Adventures.
All right, Lenny.
You can find me and the rest of Deerhammer on social media at Deerhammer, on the webs at deerhammer.com, and you can come visit us in beautiful Buena Vista, Colorado.
All right, Ryan.
Across all socials at 10th MTN Whiskey, and our website's 10thwhiskey.com. That's 10th, whiskey with an E.
Miss Beka Sue.
You can find me on Twitter and on Instagram at Miss Beka Sue, 1K, no C's.
All right, for me, I'm an easy guy to find. I'm at Steve Akeley on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook. I've got a website, steveakeley.com. We've also got a company website, abvnetwork.com. That's when you got to check out everything that we do is out there. We put all of our previous shows, blogs, ABV Network Crew Club information, so much more. abvnetwork.com. Come by and see us, the ABV Barrel Shop. We are in full swing. Got lots of events going on. You can find those online over at abvbarrelshop.com under classes and events. Miss Beka Sue, anything else to say before we get out of here?
I'd just like to remind the audience to please give us a 5-star review that includes comments. It helps new people find the show, which is very important to us. If you like what we're doing, you can visit our Patreon page at patreon.com/the ABV Network.
Great job today, gang. For our audience, we'll have a brand new show for you tomorrow. Looking forward to that. Until then, take care, everybody. See ya.
Bye.
You guys.
Bye, y'all.
Peace. Before we let you go, let's talk about one last thing. The ABV Barrel Shop in the St. Louis community of Arnold, Missouri. The ABV Barrel Shop is focused on a couple of things. First of all, single barrels. We are the place where single barrels live. We go to distilleries, taste through the whiskey, select the best barrel, and have it shipped to our store where we present it to you, our customers, by allowing you to try before you buy. We're also known for the classes that we have in our education center in the store, as well as the events we have with industry professionals from the bourbon business. If you are in the St. Louis area, please come by and visit us at 6 Fox Valley Center in Arnold, Missouri. Or at a minimum, at least sign up for our email and text distribution so you know exactly what's going on in our shop over at abvbarrelshop.com. This is Steve Akeley, owner of the ABV Network, signing off. We thank you for listening to our programming and truly appreciate your support.
The Bourbon Daily is part of the ABV Network. For more information or to become a sponsor, please visit abvnetwork.com. Thanks for listening and cheers.
This has been a Steve Akeley production.